What is this machine, Rodney?
So it's called a Jang seeder. It's made in, I think, South Korea, and it allows you to plant things very fast and pretty much precisely in terms of the distance that you're doing. It allows you to do different types of seeds that you're trying to do. So it's really, it's a game changer for small farmers. It will really allow us to be more productive. All right.
Thank you.
I'm one of the farmers at Spaces Opportunity, and I always farm around the valley and outside Phoenix as well. Mama, can you take Thomas? Yeah, because he loves cameras. So yeah, I think he's probably gonna love your job. So. Yeah. I came to Arizona as a PhD student in the School of Community Resources and Development at Arizona State University. And I've been involved in farming because my research focuses on social determinants of health. So I wanted to learn the theory of it, but I wanted to engage in the practical side. When I was in Zimbabwe, what my dad taught me was to be a gardener. So at our home, we actually had our own garden. The city allowed us to use this open spaces to use that to grow quite a lot of the crops, a lot of the staple food that we use. So those years were really what the foundation that taught me how to grow. In Zimbabwe, we had the worst economic crisis in the 21st century. Where in a lot of economics departments, we're a case study. Our country's a case study. And it was really so bad that you would go in a store and the shelves were bare. There was nothing. What allowed us in Zimbabwe to survive that really difficult time was most of our population knew how to grow. So when they lost jobs or any of these things, they started surviving off of these kind of side projects where people grow their own food to feed their own families. But when the pandemic hit, starting in the early 2020s, I knew that, hey, I don't want to, when I started seeing shelves go bare, at least it started with toilet paper and so forth. But I was like, we don't want to get to a situation where people will go hungry. So my wife and I committed to going full time to start working to supporting the city as much as we can.
The Feed Phoenix program really came in the middle of the pandemic when we were watching our food system disintegrate before our eyes. Our farmers weren't prepared to pivot from grocery to restaurant or from restaurant to grocery as that week needed. And so we were able to develop this program that was able to protect hundreds of jobs and support dozens of businesses.
Right, and it was really amazing that at that point, different leaders across from the federal government, the state levels, the city level, started thinking about what do we do to help different families get different support. And it was right at that time when we were like in limbo, trying to figure out, do we go forward or not, that the Feed Phoenix program came in and sort of give us a boost of morale to say, hey, stay in the game.
So Feed Phoenix took the money that the city of Phoenix was going to spend feeding COVID-impacted families, and we at Local First Arizona put out an RFP, and we hired 14 Phoenix-based farms and 45 Phoenix-based restaurants, all of whom were in danger of going out of business, and we stepped in to be their number one customer. So we sourced food from the farms, pretty much whatever we could get our hands on. We delivered that to the restaurants. They committed to including at least 3 items in every meal they provided. And they're producing 5,000 meals a week to feed those COVID impacted families. So not only were we spending the same amount of money, we were feeding the same number of people, but we were protecting all of those businesses and saving all those jobs in the middle of the darkness in this pandemic.
Are from Arizona microgreens. This is called micro salad. And then these are white icicle radishes, again from endemic gardens. Okra's going wild this time of year. Romaine lettuces are just coming into their prime. I, as Green on Purpose, deal with local. For the sake of the Feed Phoenix project, it's within the city of Phoenix city limit. Farms that are based in the Phoenix city limits. The premise that Green on Purpose was started was to promote local agriculture. So that's what the Feed Phoenix premise is that it's to promote local agriculture and to create a knowledge base with the chefs that these are the products that are local. This is what's growing seasonally, and this is what you can get depending on the time of year on a regular basis. Then those products become part of the meals that are being prepared by people such as Jennifer at Witnessing Nature. Nice crowns.
Oh, they're beautiful. Where did you get these from?
Southwest Mushrooms.
Oh, these are gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
I'm super excited. They're going to go in the egg rolls we're doing this weekend. They grow them inside?
Yeah. They're plastic walls, and it controls the humidity, light, and temperature. And so it's all controlled.
That's nice. That's nice. Because usually, I mean, shiitakes, even these are very affordable too from here because I like local. Because if you get shiitakes from someplace else, then honestly, the stems are really hard and it takes about 3 days in water to rehydrate them so that you can use them properly. So I am Chef Jennifer with Witnessing Nature in Food. We are an all-organic catering company, and I cater to local suppliers. I really want to provide people, I want to nourish people, feed people good food. They don't have to eat fast food in order to have good food. And I think that it's just as easy to cook at home than it is to go out and get something through the drive-thru.
I've talked to Courtney.
Feed Phoenix helped me by giving me business so that I could make food, as well as we got engaged with local farmers that maybe we didn't have a supply or a relationship with in the past. I do specialize a lot in school lunches and catering, so I get to meet some new people at these schools, and a lot of these schools are right in here where I work in South Phoenix, so it's wonderful that I get to meet some new people and serve some new students. This farmer here is right just 2 miles from here, so I can go over there anytime, talk to them whenever to pick up, see what they're growing right now. Also, it creates a relationship because sometimes farmers don't know what to grow. And if they have a list from chefs of the things that we're looking for, like for me, seasonal fruit for school lunches is typically carrots, broccoli, cauliflower. Sometimes I throw in spinach, sometimes green beans. So as long as I can get some of those products in, then I can get it local versus going to a Sprouts or a Whole Foods to buy organic. So some of the farmers that we get to make a relationship with are just 2 miles away. So Rodney and his family, we got these beautiful radishes, and him and his wife and their 3 boys, and they have another one coming too. So I mean, they're just such a wonderful family to work with and to know about and to grow with. And they're just really, they're great.
what this program taught me about our food system was basically the vulnerability of our food system previously.
We're going to sink.
We were not at a good place. But now we're getting in a better place where we now know, hey, these are the players around here. Here are the people who can grow. Oh, by the way, we are growing, but we may be growing for the compost bin because we're not growing what the restaurants need. So the communication between the farmers, the local farmers and the local restaurant was not as robust as it could be. If you had another major crisis that disrupts our supply chains, right, which is sort of part of my PhD research as well as my accounting background in terms of risk management, right? If we had another crisis, we don't have the capacity in the farming world to essentially handle the number of people we have in Phoenix.
You can imagine with that many moving parts, a food system has about 1,000,001 ways that it can break. And sadly, over time, our food system in Arizona has become very broken. We're producing a lot of food that does not feed our communities. It gets shipped off to other states or other nations. And while that's profitable for one company, it doesn't solve for food insecurity right here in Arizona.
So we need to, and I think City of Phoenix has been really ahead of this, looking at programs where they can tap into 18 to 24-year-olds to train a new generation of farmers. We do need more. There's programs that are now tapping into trying to conserve or preserve some farmland. That's going to help.
It's really what I would call the through line, which is witnessing those farmers actually meet the people who are getting to eat their food after it's been prepared by the restaurants and distributed through many of our community social service partner outlets.
Making the connection between the smaller farms and John Q. Public, and it doesn't matter what social economic strata they're from, it's the idea of, man, I can taste the difference in that. And the farmer gets excited about that, they get assistance, and then the people hopefully will react positive to the product that they're consuming that's being prepared for them in the meals.
Those farmers having the realization that their nutritious, healthy food is reaching families in need is absolutely, it's not only the way a food system works or should work, it's really how a community should work.
I think that the rudimentary, excuse the pun, so to speak, roots are there for that to grow.
I think that Arizona is poised to really make some strong changes in this area and really move the needle on food access.
I make a change with the people that I serve today. I make a change with the people that I serve today, and that's what I can do as of right now. One breath at a time, one meal at a time.
I am a farmer because I am interested in the welfare of human beings across the planet. Food is such a basic need across the globe that before you can think of anything, it will affect your health, it will affect your mental health, it will affect your family well-being, your social context. So I am a farmer because I think that's the first and foremost, and one of my my mentors, although she died in 1915, her name was Ellen White. She said agriculture is the ABC of education, and I think I could, modify her statement and say agriculture is the ABC of life on the planet. A fundamental need that I think when I start there, everything else builds from there, and that's why I'm a farmer.
you.